Are we watering too much or not enough? I'm going to give you some tips on how to go about watering in your garden. The right plant in the right place is a saying we often use here at the RHS, and it means matching the needs of your plant to the local environment in your garden. Getting that right can really make the most of watering in your garden. One of the most sustainable ways of giving your plants water is to keep the moisture in the soil in the first place. We can do that by giving the plants a mulch, a covering over the soil. That helps to slow the evaporation rate of the water that's already in there. Ideally using homemade compost if you've got it available. Of course, there will always be times when we do need to water, and it does come down to your individual plant and the conditions it's growing in. It's always best to check. With plants that are growing in containers, we can check the moisture levels by simply inserting 2 fingers into the compost up to about the first knuckle. Have a feel of the moisture level underneath the top layer. This allows us to feel the moisture levels within the compost. This is particularly important for peat-free composts because the top layer can sometimes appear drier than the rest of the pot is. Don't be surprised if your container needs a bit more water than your plants in the ground. That's perfectly normal. Pots often do need more watering. When watering plants in containers, try to aim the water at the base of the plant rather than over the top. When using peat-free composts, it's best to use a little and often approach to watering. There's no need to give so much water that it runs through the holes in the bottom of the pot. Standing your pot in a saucer can help to reduce water loss. Any excess water is taken back up into the pot. Don't leave it sitting in there for more than an hour or 2. That's plenty. Focus your watering on plants with larger leaves, as they will naturally lose more water. Some plants, though, have evolved to be more drought tolerant, such as lavender or euphorbias. Pots can be arranged so that the taller plants provide shade for the smaller plants and give them some protection. On particularly hot days, you can even move pots completely out of the midday sun if necessary. A mulch of bark or gravel around the top of the pot will help to reduce moisture loss as well. When watering plants that are directly in the ground, try to water in the morning. That leaves the roots nice and moist and cool for the rest of the day when the plants need it the most. It also helps to create an environment that's less attractive to slugs. If you can't water in the morning, water in the evening, that's fine too. As with pots, water around the base of the plant rather than over the top. Little and often watering can result in a situation where just the top layer of the soil is moistened. The roots then start to grow up towards that moisture. That's not great for plant health because it leaves them vulnerable to wind and other damage. When watering plants that are directly in the ground, it's best to water less frequently but more generously, allowing the water to slowly percolate all the way down into the soil level. The roots will then follow that and grow down deeper, giving you a much healthier root structure. Installing a water butt or 2 is a great way to capture rainwater, and that can be used even when there's a hosepipe ban. Some plants will actually prefer rainwater over tap water. There's also grey water, and that's water saved from kitchen sinks or showers. That's great for use on your established ornamental plants. Water demand is at its highest during hot, dry periods. But with a few simple changes, we can all make our gardens more efficient and make the most of what we've got.